Hello, everybody. My name is TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim. We are the Yinzer Bros, and we are on location, baby, in Las Vegas. And Tim, this place is bananas.
I mean, we've been here for what, maybe 6-7 hours?
Probably.
I mean, I'm up $55.
Yeah.
Met Lev Bell.
We did. We got to meet him. We got to actually talk with him. We interacted with him. We actually got a picture with him.
Maybe the worst selfie of all time.
Without a doubt, it is.
We look like two Muppets.
We did.
We kidnapped Le'Veon Bell.
We did. We even asked if he'd be on the podcast, and that was a big, quick negatory. He said he didn't even acknowledge it, really.
The only thing that we're missing with that whole thing, like I have the hostage shirt.
He forgot it,
and I didn't have it on.
Yeah, it would
have been classic.
He forgot it. He did. He totally forgot. So Vegas is nuts. We've been given a lot of shorts, so make sure you look at the shorts because it's pretty cool. Yeah. We've been documenting our journey here.
We have been. I mean, I'm ready to go. Like I feel like I'm in an interrogation room right now.
That's right.
We're ready to go.
We're on like the 29th floor. We're going to let you see everything, but we can't because the light's not letting it happen. So the goal tonight is this: we want to preview the Raider game, but we also want to talk a little bit about Cleveland. We came away with the victory the other night. It was Monday night, right?
The Browns are the Browns.
The Browns are the Browns. 26-22. Deshaun Watson stinks, but let's just be real. Kenny Pickett's on the struggle bus too.
I can't have that here. Can't have that here.
No, he was struggling. So give me some of your initial thoughts about the Cleveland game.
I can't believe they won that game. I mean, I thought we were going to get our heads smashed in. Probably should have got our heads smashed in. Defense bailed us out.
They scored 2 touchdowns. They have more touchdowns. They have as many touchdowns the defense does as the offense does this year.
It's pitiful, man.
It is.
It's pitiful. Matt
Canada.
This dude I can't deal with anymore. I'm ready.
He stinks.
I don't want to give anything away. I mean, I may run the field and tackle the dude if they come out not giving up more than 7 points.
Well, Tim, the question is this: will you be fully clothed?
It doesn't matter if I'm fully clothed or not. If I have my shirt off, I look like I have a sweater on.
That's true. He does. Yeah. It was bad. So we definitely have to be better. The defense showed up, obviously. Yeah. This I don't understand this anyway either. PFF graded Myles Garrett higher than T.J. Watt and Highsmith, and he did nothing.
Myles Garrett must have pictures of the
PFF
guys.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. We won the game. Now, I thought this was an interesting stat. I saw this. Kenny Pickett right now leads the league. Ready for this? For being hurried, for pressures, and for QB knockdowns too. He's leading the league in that. So maybe that might be one of the reasons why he's struggling so much.
But I'll tell you right now, if you can't do it against these next two teams, these two defenses,
that's true.
We're in big to do.
That's true because I mean, you know, the Raiders are not juggernauts, and Houston's not a juggernaut either. But let's take I mean, when you look around the AFC North, I mean, so you look at Cleveland, they lost Chubb. Yeah. That's not going to be as bad as what everybody thought it was going to be, which is good because Chubb's not a bad dude.
I like Chubb.
He just plays for a bad team. But then you look at Burrow. Burrow is struggling. I mean, he's struggling big time.
I'd be very nervous if I was a Cincinnati fan.
Yeah, I would too. And then, I mean, even when you look at, you know, the Ravens are 2-0, but they lost their running back for the year. Now, again, who's their other guy? It's Gus.
Gus the Bus.
Yeah, Gus the Bus. We'll see what he does. I don't know, but I'm just going to say this: the North.
They got a bunch of guys out this week. I mean, I mean, it's typical Ravens. They're
hurt all the time.
All the time.
So I mean, we got a chance. We got a shot. So
yeah.
You're telling me there's a chance. So that game's behind us. We beat Cleveland. We're steaming ahead, and we're tangling with the 1-1 Vegas Raiders. But before we get to Vegas, let's answer some of the stuff from the Yinzer mailbag. What is the Yinzer mailbag, you ask? It's when you, the fan, get to ask us, the Yinzer Bros, anything you want. You can email us at yinzerbros@gmail.com. And if you're lucky enough, you can get on our international podcast. By the way, we're wearing our Steeler gear here, our Yinzer stuff here. A lot of call outs to the Yinzer Bros.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Walking through, through the stuff, through the restaurants, through the casinos, a lot of high five, a lot of Yins, a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of Yinzers.
A lot of Yinzers here. So it's crazy. So Tim, open up the mailbag. What do you see in the mailbag?
All right, from the mush, of course. Boys, thoughts and prayers that you survive Vegas this weekend. Be good. We'll be good. As long as me winning $55 in that 20 minutes may be a bad thing for me. This whole thing, but we'll go. Okay. You want to ask about the backyard brawl last week? What we thought of it? What we think of the pick quarterback?
He stinks.
He does stink. He's terrible, man.
He stinks. Where did
He's
he go to
bad at
high
football.
school at? He's a local kid.
Yeah, he's bad at football.
I forget where he went. He went to high school. They kicked him out of Notre Dame. If you're bad enough to get kicked out of Notre Dame, if Notre Dame doesn't want you, then we don't want you either.
Yeah.
Yinzers, we don't want you either.
We know how I feel about
Put the
Notre
other
Dame
kid
guys.
in.
I don't
Put
like,
the other
I
kid.
don't like the Notre Dame guys.
Yeah, put the other kid in. I think he's a bum.
Okay.
And we're calling for Penn State. What would we do with Penn State? Penn State would beat the fire out of us right now. Tim, that's just ridiculous.
I don't even want.
Just ridiculous.
Penn State fans, I don't want them jumping on us. They're a different type of crazy.
They
So I'm
are.
not gonna say anything bad about Penn State.
They're very intellectual crazy.
They're a little wackadoo. They're a little wackadoo.
They are. I get it.
They're a little wackadoo.
I get it. You're right.
All right. So
Did I tell you we met Lev Bell today?
We did
very,
meet Lev
very
Bell.
nice young man. Very nice young
I
man.
rubbed up. I think I rubbed his.
He had the medallion he had. It was diamond. It weighed more than my car.
There's no way.
If that was real, how much do you think the thing was worth? It was diamonds. It was diamonds.
$100,000.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
I don't think he's hurting for money. You think he's hurting for money?
looking at Lev Bell, I think I got 3 plays in me.
I don't know.
Maybe
Lev
4.
Bell looked pretty svelte. His legs look like tree trunks.
Okay, so yeah,
Our
whatever.
tummies look like tree trunks.
Some of them pictures from the top up.
Not good. Not flattering. Not flattering.
So the Raiders have won the last 6 of the 9 meetings.
That's true. They seem to have our numbers.
Besides praying, what can we do to win this game?
Well, I don't want to. We can't get into our strategies
okay.
yet. But I mean, I think we got a shot at Jimmy the Statue Garoppolo.
They haven't given up a sack though this year.
Well, they haven't seen T.J. Watt yet or Highsmith.
I know. Lev Bell did tell us to put $150,000 on.
He did say that.
T.J. Watt getting a sack, and I said, Lev Bell, if you want to walk over with me and spot me the $150,000, it'd be cool.
That's true. That's true. Anything else in the Yinzer mailbag?
A lot of them he has in the predictions. He's predictions. Kenny's TDs. He also said something about seems like Canada's going with the game plan, trying to break a big play at the expense of controlling the attack downfield. I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't know either.
Because Matt Canada isn't controlling anything.
Oh, he stinks.
He stinks.
He stinks. It's like me and you running the offense. He stinks.
No. I could run that offense.
You got 4 plays in the NFL.
Oh man, they would be loving.
So
me
Tim,
in
here's the
Pittsburgh.
question: the fans probably want to know this. What can't you do other than 10 sit-ups? I kid.
What can't I do?
Yeah, like from a football, you can coach, you can play. What can't you do, Tim? Now we did have an interesting, funny thing yesterday.
It would be tough putting that uniform on.
We were talking about how did we even get to this place where we talked about Tim were invited to play catch with who? Was it Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, Kenny.
So because Tim used to be a QB at Gateway back in the day, that'd be what, like 98 maybe.
Yeah,
Like
something
close
like
to that. And Tim's he tore up his arm a little bit. So he struggles to throw, but he believes that he could get 4 good throws in from 10 to 25 yards.
Yeah, I could rip those.
Could you?
That's all I got for a turn.
Because Tim hasn't been able to throw anything in a long time.
I believe it.
I mean, he did throw a couple mean stuffed animals yesterday against the window, which his wife got really upset about. Just to show us he still had that zoom.
I thought it went pretty well.
If it was,
The shoulder's feeling pretty good today.
oh, maybe you're like that guy. What was it? The one kid that got the surgery, or the rookie, the Morris guy that he had the surgery. He actually was better after the surgery.
I was thinking the guy, the kid from the movie from Rookie of the Year,
yeah.
Ron bought it, where he just.
Maybe that's what you are. I don't know. So again, if you got anything you would like to submit to the Yinzer Bros, you can email us at yinzerbros@gmail.com.
I do want to give a shout out to the lady that kept the window open the whole entire flight here to Vegas for 4.5 hours straight in the morning. The only window that was open on the whole entire plane.
That's true.
And the sun, she was taking pictures of the clouds.
And Tim had a cougher behind him too for 3.5 hours.
Great.
It was like a machine gun. We'll call him Machine Gun Kelly. He was like,
Really fun flight. Thanks, people.
It was a long flight, but we made it.
Yeah.
Tim got on the plane late, so he was a little bit bummed, but that's okay.
It is what it is.
Let's look at the Raiders now.
Okay.
Now the Raiders are 1-1, but let's look at their victories. They beat the Broncos 17-16. The Broncos are not good at all. And then they got throttled by the Bills 38-10. Now I'm not throwing any stones at them because we got throttled by San Francisco.
Yeah.
Very similar. And we did get a squeaker out, but I mean Cleveland is much better than the Broncos.
Yeah.
Their defense is in the middle of the pack. They're not great. Their offense is in the middle of the pack. Their defense is bad.
It is bad, man. If you can't get right against this
Yeah,
defense,
the
what
defense is bad.
news.
So Tim, is there anything initially about the Raiders that makes you nervous?
Crosby gets me nervous, the outside guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Now let's just be real too. Our left tackle.
the Chooks,
No, he's the right tackle.
Dan Moore.
I don't even speak his name.
Dan Moore.
He's struggling. He's on the struggle bus.
Dude, he is.
Now he went up against some studs these last 2 weeks.
But he's the worst. He's the worst rated like passer,
I
pass
get-
defender, and like run defender. Like, how do you get both?
I don't know. He's an overachiever.
He stinks.
So is there anything about the Raiders that makes you nervous?
Devontae Adams gets me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Well, let me take a step back because they still can't stop the run.
Yeah.
Jacobs gets me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Garoppolo doesn't do anything for me.
No.
So that's about it. But I mean, it's Matt Canada. That dude gets me nervous because
Yeah.
he's an idiot. He's a dum dum.
Yeah, well, I agree. So let's talk about the Steelers defense first. That'd be the Raiders offense. What does the defense need to do, the Steelers defense need to do to bring the W home other than score? I mean, we can't expect them to score like 2 touchdowns again, although that would be great. So if you're listening, Watt, Highsmith, Mika, I mean, that would be great. But what do they need to do?
Stop the run.
They got to stop the run. They
You got to make
them
them one dimensional. You
Yeah.
got to make them one dimensional.
Make Garoppolo beat you.
Yeah, make Jimmy G beat you.
The paper champion. They can
Yeah,
beat
make
you.
him beat you.
Yeah, that's true. So when you look at the defense, we got to stop them. We got to slow them down. Who's going to be your defensive player of the game for the Steelers?
Defensive player for me for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go somebody. I'm going to say. I'm going to say Alex Highsmith. I think he's a big game.
Well, he was a stud. He was the AFC player of the game, defense player of the game, player of the week.
I want to say Watt because I think Watt's going up against somebody fairly new or whatnot. But I think it's going to be Highsmith. I think.
Well, let's talk about this too. I'll tell you what, the inside linebackers played a pretty decent game this week.
They did. They did.
I mean, the Steelers were giving up a ton of points, but they played pretty good. So I'm going to say this. I think this week, I'm going to say that the defensive player of the game. It's hard to beat our 2 outside guys, isn't it?
Yep.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it is going to be Ogunjobi. I think it's going to be him.
I was close to saying Patrick Peterson because I haven't heard him say a word this week.
That's
Like he has.
good for us.
But no,
I think they're going to get a push up the middle this week, and I'm going to say he's going to get 2 sacks. I think they're going to put so much firepower on the outside, they're going to get 2 sacks.
we'll see.
So let's flip it over. Let's talk offense now. Now, for the Steelers offense, this could be what the doctor ordered, Tim. What does the Steeler offense need to do in order
Something.
to win this
Breathe.
game?
Do something. Have a heartbeat.
So what they need an identity. What's the game plan? What's the agenda? What's the identity?
But here's the kicker to it. I think the Raiders are the worst in the league, pass defense in the league.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would like to see them establish the run, but I know that the worst pass defense in the league. You got to do something. You can't. They need to establish some type of running game. They have to. They got to get their offensive line moving forward.
They do.
I'm hoping if they can establish some type of run, they can get those guys moving forward, so it makes the passes a little bit easier, But they gotta run the ball. You can't continue to do what you're doing. Something needs to happen. You gotta play calling. Don't be. I just Kenny's been bad. I will give him his. He's been bad. You can't. You got your offensive coordinator can't be playing like we're in high school.
I agree. No, I think you're right. I think they got to establish a run. I think that Najee could have over 100 yards this game. I think they got to get the tight ends involved.
I agree.
You got to get Freiermuth involved. You got to get you got to get Hayward involved. You got to get even Mount Washington involved. They got to do something. And again, I think if they can protect Kenny, if they got a good game plan, I'm telling you right now, man. We know that San Francisco's defense isn't a joke. Yeah. I think Cleveland's defense is stout too. So they got a chance to go up against somebody a little different. I think once he gets more comfortable, we'll see the accuracy come back. We need to see more accuracy. He's seeing ghosts right now.
Yeah.
So I think you settle that in. It's funny. I think it's odder for him to be inaccurate than it is to be accurate. So I look this week for Kenny to kind of bounce back. Who's going to be your offensive player of the game?
It's a little weird call, but I think I don't think it's gonna be Najee, but I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna have some time to exploit some stuff on the outside. I'm gonna say Austin.
Hey, that would be good. See Austin take a couple of the house.
I think he's going to take the lid off the defense a couple times and may hit a couple big
couple returns,
big returns. I think a couple deep passes because I think he's going to be the deep threat. I think we may see some deep stuff from him.
No, I think you're good. I think I'm going to go out on a limb. I think Kenny rights the ship this week. I could see Kenny. I'm going to just throw out there. Kenny's 22 for 26 for 250 yards and 2 tutties.
like, would you be happy if Kenny turned it, like, just the rest of this season, at least, with this team, if he put up Garoppolo numbers this season?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, again, we forget he isn't even a full season yet. And I'm curious to see what happens with him with, with everything settled down a little bit and without getting pressured as much. If we don't turn it around in these next 2 weeks, I'm going to make another prediction. If the offense stinks these next 2
If
weeks,
you say Mitch Trubisky, I'm going to throw
no,
something
but
at
I
you.
think by the bye week, I think they could relieve Canada of at least of his play calling duties. And I know we don't usually do this, but I've been seeing on some of the Steeler Insider stuff that they may let him go before the end of the season. Now the offense isn't going to change, but here's the reality. It's one thing to have a crummy offense. I think worse than the offense, he's a terrible play caller.
He is so bad.
So if you got to at least get rid of the play calling ability, let's just do that. But here's the reality too. Who's going to call the plays behind him? It's not like we have a juggernaut staff of offensive, this offensive genius.
But you got to be able to call plays for like a, it looks like he's trying to, somebody made it as a game.
Yeah.
It's a whole entire game.
Instead of just calling plays, he needs to call a game. You're right.
It's almost like he's pulling plays out of a hat. And he's like, this one's good.
Yeah.
This one stinks. This one's good. This one stinks. A lot of this one stinks. Dude, I can't believe you called a 3rd and 1.
That was terrible.
Oh.
No, he doesn't set up things later in the game with things that are early. He doesn't have a holistic approach to his play calling. I don't know.
I think he's up in the booth watching other games.
He might be. Maybe he's playing Doodle Jump. Maybe he's playing
something on his phone.
or something.
Playing something on his phone.
Maybe he is. I don't know. So, give me your score prediction. What do you think they're going to be the prediction, the score? By the way, I can't wait to experience this in the big Roomba. What's it going to be?
It better be, for my sake. Mm-hmm. It better be about 24-17, 24-10 Steelers win.
That'd be great.
Because if they don't win,
that'd be great.
Tim Mateo's going to be dancing with the dealer down at the blackjack table, and he's probably not going to be successful.
So I'm going to call the game at 27-10 this week, 27-10, and I think it's going to be. So I'm going to throw a little thing out here too.
And the last thing I need is me losing this game tomorrow and coming back and being stuck in the elevator with the
big Raider guy. Yeah.
With the Raider, like the Hall of Fame Raider fans that they're,
not a good look, not a good smell either. So I also brought 2 jerseys with me. I brought TJ Watt and I brought obviously, Harris, because I'm a Harris. So I'm going to say this, throw in the comments what jersey you think I should wear. Should I wear TJ Watt or should I wear, Mr. Najee? What did you bring?
I have one jersey.
So it's going to be easy. What did you bring?
I have Kenneth Shane Pickett. But if he stinks, that jersey the final resting place may be somewhere in Vegas somewhere.
Yeah. Now what's funny is this too. Tim just put it on, and it's a 2X, but let's just be real. It's a little tight.
I mean,
a little tight.
I will say this, guys, coming from me but this time next year, some of the pictures I see,
Tim's had a wake up call.
I think the big guy
he
needs to lose about 150 pounds.
He's had a wake up call. So we're going to be dropping a lot of little shorts through our entire Vegas adventure as well. So make sure you check that stuff out. It's fun. It's exciting. Tim, anything you want to add?
I keep saying I'll lose 150 pounds. I'm about to go eat a 15-ounce
steak.
steak.
We're going to go have steak tonight because we're in Vegas. This is what you do. We eat.
I got nothing to say besides, enjoy the game. If you see a pod by TJ himself, Tim Mateo went off the deep end. He's downstairs doing something in the blackjack table, losing money, crying.
I tell him don't do it. He doesn't listen to me. I don't know what to tell you.
So
because right now he thinks he's a winner. Here's what they do: they suck you in, and then they slap you around, and they take all your money.
Could be true.
Either way, it's a lot of entertainment. Actually, it's funny. He was doing his thing, and I was going to pull my phone up, but I think they were getting nervous. I don't think you're allowed to do this.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I don't know. I don't do this stuff.
You can't do that. Things better go well tomorrow.
I'm sure they'll go great.
They better go well.
So again, I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim. We're the Yinzer Bros live in Vegas. Stay classy, Pittsburgh.
Still number 1 out here, all right?
See ya.